mais uma vez com o Rogue Invitational, o terceiro vídeo, o terceiro evento do dia, Rogue Invitational 2024. E nós tivemos, né, o evento de Deadlift, que o Hafthor Bjornsson foi o campeão, e o segundo evento, que foi o evento de Grip and Press, né, Farmer's Walk mais Log Lift, que o campeão nos homens, né, foi o Thomas Evans. E nas mulheres, a campeã no Deadlift foi a Lucy Underdale, como era de se esperar, né? E a campeã aqui no Grip and Press foi, deixa eu ver aqui só para confirmar, foi a Inês Carrasquilho. E como é que ficou a pontuação? De momento, após dois eventos, eu peguei aqui os resultados. Nós temos nas mulheres primeiro a Andrea Thompson em primeiro lugar com 18 pontos, a Inês Carrasquilho em segundo com 17 pontos, estão bem próximo. Em terceiro, Olga Liashchuk com 15. Em quarto, a Angélica Jardine com 14, também empatado com 14 a Lucy Underdown. Depois vem a Melissa Peacock com 9,5 pontos. Depois a Hannah Lindsay com 9 pontos. Rebecca Roberts com 7,5 pontos. A Donna Moore com 4 pontos. E a Sam Bolivar, ou Beliveau, sei lá, com 2 pontos. Os homens, vou olhar aqui rapidinho e passar para vocês. Vamos lá. Em primeiro lugar está o Mitchell Hooper, o canadense, com 18 pontos. Thomas Evans, perdão, com 15 pontos na segunda colocação. Evan Singleton na terceira colocação com 13,5 pontos. Matthew Haag com 13 pontos. Hafthor Bjornsson com 12 pontos, assim como Tom Stoltman também com 12 pontos. Bob Thompson com 10 pontos e meio. Luke Stoltman com 9 pontos. Pavlo Koriak com 4 pontos. E o Tristan Hoff na última colocação com 3 pontos. Pois é. Então, dois eventos. Agora nós vamos ir para o terceiro, que vai ser a que eles chamaram de Inver Challenge, né? Que é, na realidade, pegar pedras Inver, que elas não são perfeitamente redondas, esféricas, né? Como a pedra de Atlas. Elas são mais em formato de ovo, vamos assim dizer. E eles vão colocar aqui nessa estrutura aqui que nós estamos vendo. Obviamente, né? Devam começar com as mulheres. Né, deixa eu ver os pesos aqui. Aparentemente vai começar com 200 libras. Então nós vamos ter 91 quilos. Depois vamos para 225, que vai dar 102 quilos. Depois 250, que vai dar 114 quilos. Depois 275 libras, que vai dar 125 quilos. E a mais pesada, que vai ser 300 libras, 136 quilos. Como vocês estão vendo aí, né, o overall standings, né, que eu tinha acabado de falar, Andrea Thompson está em primeiro lugar aí. O máximo de tempo que elas podem ter são 2 minutos. Tem que levantar as 5 pedras de uma vez, né? Então no menor tempo possível, né? O mais rápido possível. Então é um evento assim rápido pra gente ir acompanhando. E a primeira vai ser pelo visto, a Sam.
Now, Hannah said it's going to come down to adaptability.
Vamos lá.
We're looking for someone that can adapt it and get the job done as quickly as possible.
Ver que as pedras não são perfeitamente redondas.
Sam Beliveau is up first, starting at
Primeira.
200 pounds. They just have to pick those stones up and load them onto the barrels.
200 libras foi. 225 libras.
She's made short work of these first 2 stones. Very, very easy there.
Tranquilo.
So you mentioned this is a traditional strongman challenge, Laws. What are the keys of this event?
So
Terceira
this is all about
250.
hand strength, adaptability, as Hannah said. You know, we got from Kiki's report, but being able to figure out the stones. They used to perfectly round Atlas stones. These are a bit more awkward, egg-shaped. You need to really get your hands in the right position. Then it's all about getting it up to your lap. Lots of hip power to load the stone onto
Não é
the
permitido taque, né? Aquele negócio para grudar.
275 pound stone made it through 200, 225 and 250.
275, vamos
trying
ver.
to figure out the best plate to put her hands, get the most purchase that she can. Some athletes just given up. I like the way she's
A
trying
pedra
to
de
turn it, figure this stone
125.
out. A lot of these events are about that, you know. We're not used to lifting stones like this. Sometimes you just turn it and you just suddenly get that biting point and it then comes up, Kristen.
Yeah, just finding that maybe one little ridge that maybe you can get your fingers tucked under that'll help you pick that thing up.
Ela tem 2 minutos.
The first three were no problem, but this 275-pound
Que é em sequência, né? Isso também deixa mais difícil.
She has 30 more seconds.
Come on, Sam.
Beliveau just trying to get a good grip on that 275-pound stone to get it onto the barrel.
Difícil de pegar, né?
Trying to get a chest as close as possible. You may find some of the bigger ladies have a bit more wrist and hand strength.
Managed to get it to budge, but just can't get it to her lap. So 3
Não
good
deu.
attempts.
Vamos lá. Pedra de 90 quilos a primeira.
Will be out next. 9th place overall after 2 events.
And they're not allowed to use tacky on this event, which is typically what we get to use in Atlas stones.
Yeah, tacky that sticks to the stones makes it much easier. This not allowed this time.
But you do see the women with the tacky towels, and that does help just a little bit with getting a little bit of bite on those stones. Not much.
So our former 3 times world's strongest woman, Donna Moore from the UK.
Vamos lá.
Stand by.
200 pounds stone.
90.
First 91 kilos. Shouldn't be a problem for Donna Moore, and
Bem.
it is not.
102.
Now to 225. 102 kilos.
Bom. 114 agora.
Moving up to 250 pounds, 113 kilos. Donna Moore.
Ou
This is where
113.3, né?
Sam Beliveau was able to succeed for the final time before getting hung up at 275. And
Já
Moore
teve
has
pouco
that.
esforço.
So I think Sam was quicker to this point.
Agora vamos ver.
Sam got stuck when it
125.
came to the 275 pounds. Let's see what Donna can do.
Donna's been very good with tackless stones. She's held the world record on Atlas stones tackless.
And there it's coming off the ground.
É que ela tem um recorde mundial mesmo na pedra de Atlas com taque. Então, pedra diferente.
Five stones, 200 all the way up to 200 pounds. Donna very, very close to getting that up to her lap.
Acho que se ela conseguir colocar nas pernas, acho que ela consegue levantar.
She had a great run at the World's Strongest Woman competition from 2016 to 2019. She won it 3 times in the year she did in 2018. She finished second.
Isso.
Now she's got it to the lap.
Bora. Aê.
Moore has it. 275 goes up.
Agora
30
vamos.
seconds. And now on to the final stone.
Tá
300
136.
pounds, 136 kilos.
Now this stone looks a little more round from the side.
Bigger stone as well.
Yeah. There we go.
Vai ser difícil. 10 segundos.
One more effort. Come on. Too much. But 4 stones there for Donna Moore.
As pedras, ficou na frente da Sam.
She has to do is stand up.
Rebecca Roberts coming in 8th place overall.
Será que a gente vai ver ela fazendo em movimento único?
In this competition as well, so she needs to pick up points here.
And then 8th place in event number 2.
Atenção, está no ar. 10 segundos. Primeira pedra, 90 quilos. Segunda pedra, 102. Terceira pedra, 113. Vamos lá. Primeira, 90. Tranquilo. 102.
200 is just a minor inconvenience, and 225 doesn't look much more difficult
Fácil.
for her. Now on to 250 pounds.
113.
It's a great start there by Rebecca. Moving well.
Agora
through
vamos
the
para
first 3 stones. Now, this is where it gets
124,
challenging.
125.
275 pounds, 125 kilos.
She has such long arms, she can get
Pô.
under it.
Yeah, very long hands, very strong, very long arms, and very strong hands. Come on, Rebecca. There we go.
Roberts
Tudo bem. Acho que vai, hein?
quickly gets that one to her lap on the second attempt, and now she'll move on to the 300-pound stones with more than a minute
Vamos lá.
Now she's getting excited.
136.
She wants this crowd to help her.
Vamos ver se ela vai ser a primeira
So she's just
a
standing
completar
over
as
that stone. She
5.
wants to get centered around the stone.
136 quilos.
Really get those fingers in hard. Keep the
Ó.
wrists tight.
300s in the
This
left
is
for
good.
Rebecca Roberts. And 300
Conseguiu.
is up and over.
Isso aí.
She's excited about that
Acho que 1:19, acho que foi o tempo dela.
Hit the
Press the
buzzer.
button.
one. Oh no!
So the
Ah.
part of the event here is pressing that
Tem
buzzer
que,
to finish.
tem que pressionar o botão.
And for the first time ever, that is the first time we've ever had to do that in a strongman competition.
Próxima vai
Be
ser
interesting
quem?
if by the end a couple
que a
of seconds
Hannah
costs
Lindsay.
a place. Hopefully it doesn't, but all 5 stones there from the current world's strongest woman, Rebecca Roberts.
Well, and the whole thing with the buzzer too, like you're so focused and you're so, you know, you're focused on what you're doing and like having to remember that at the end. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely adding a whole new element to. But it's great that there
Eu
is
não
a
sei
timer
se é
like that. You're not
permitido aos
waiting on someone's
árbitros,
thumb.
aos
So it's
atletas,
definitely making it a little bit
eles poderem ir lá, dar uma olhada na pedra para tentar encontrar o melhor posicionamento. Porque tu vê que nas primeiras, principalmente nas mais pesadas, elas estão tendo que ajustar. Se elas já pudessem até ver antes ali, talvez, quem sabe, seria mais rápido, né?
Not a new
Mas vamos
athlete
lá.
to lifting stones at all.
How much time we got? How much time we got?
Hannah Lindsay, 7th place overall, coming off a 5th place finish in event number 2.
Vamos lá, 1 minuto e 24, né? Que foi o tempo da Rebecca. Esse é o tempo a ser batido.
10 seconds.
It's a focused Hannah Lindsay. This is an event she'll want to pick up points on.
Stand by.
90.
Just chucks that
Tranquilo.
200-pound
102.
right on top of the platform, now to 225. That's no problem.
113.
Just 10 seconds to get through the first 2 stones, now to 250 pounds.
And a fighter at 250 gets into her knees, gets her hands around the stone.
124.
275 up next. 125 kilos for Hannah Lindsay. She's still got 90 seconds to go here.
Yeah, she's just adjusting this stone, getting it a little bit different to the other women. Trying to get it upright.
I was waiting for someone to try that.
Stone in proper position. 275 seems to be the great equalizer. A lot of our athletes so far.
Virou a pé de um jeito diferente.
The end of the stone is smaller. You can get your hands underneath it and you can really squeeze.
And it's up and
Bom.
onto the platform for
Será que ela vai
Lindsay.
bater
Now
a-
Strength, trying to figure these things
It's
out. as well.
strategy too, and figuring it
Só
out. and watching the
falta
other
mais uma.
athletes ahead of you go.
136.
1 minute to go for the Swamp Monster at 300 pounds. Rebecca
go,
Roberts has the top time at 124.85 seconds.
She's going to use the same tactic. Makes it narrower, can get her hands closer together. Can she lift it off the floor?
She's fighting for 40 seconds.
Roberts is going to hang on to the top time. Now we'll see if Lindsay can finish this event.
It's a big stone, and that size is causing problems for her.
That sweet spot with 20 seconds remaining.
Going back to a more traditional lift now. I think it's going to have to be 4 stones.
Não vai
for
ser
Hannah
dessa
Lindsay.
vez.
4 stones is going to be good enough for second place. Be out next. Who currently comes in
Próxima,
at 6th place
Melissa
overall.
Peacock.
Back-to-back 6th place finishes.
You see Mel puts that tacky towel by that 4th stone. That seems to be the one that's causing the most problems right now.
Our next athlete making her way to the Inverse Stone Challenge. Make some noise for Melissa Peacock!
You know, I mentioned at the top, but Scotland and stone lifting are pretty much synonymous with each other. I don't know how you can't have an event like this if you come to Scotland.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that we're in Scotland, you have to put a traditional stone lifting event in. The Inver stone,
Wow.
so much history to it. And now the real test of the Inverstone was a roughly 300-pound stone, slightly lighter, I think 275-pound stone.
Até agora, apenas um atleta conseguiu levantar a pedra mais pesada.
That was really seen as a great test of manhood strength. And then eventually, the incredible World's Strongest Man winner, Bill Kazmaier, came and pressed it overhead. Now, we have these women loading these stones.
Bom, a primeira sendo bem tranquila. 102 foi. Vamos ver como vai ser a 113. Foi até melhor do que a anterior. Agora vamos para 124. 125 na realidade.
He was a 3-time World's Strongest Man winner. Just to lift this weight off the floor is super impressive. To load it onto that platform takes tremendous strength.
Now trying to get that grip that we saw Hannah Lindsay be successful with.
Well, Melissa's one of the shorter athletes. Her wingspan isn't so long, so she's got to figure out the best way to get her hands around this stone.
She almost looked like she was trying to press it against her chest to get it off the ground, see?
Yes.
She's getting super low on that stone.
I would never have had the mobility to do that.
Me either.
As she's moving it, she just can't get the right grip on it, it seems. And 30 seconds to go for Melissa Peacock.
Come on, Melissa.
So close.
25 seconds. Can she clear this out?
Just see those hands are being pulled apart. She can't quite keep that tight position.
15 seconds remaining.
Mais uma última tentativa. Não deu.
And where we can't use the tacky,
Não
that's
deu.
where that hand strength and size becomes a big difference. And Melissa's one of the smaller athletes.
Right.
Come on.
Yes.
Angelica.
Vamos lá.
Jardine.
Oh, I can't
Hora
wait
da
to see what she
Angélica.
does.
She's so fun to watch.
She just has so much raw power.
She really does.
Ela realmente, eles estão falando aí que ela tem muito raw power, né? Tipo
Was not getting much focus
Ed
at
Hall,
all
Graham
coming into that
Hicks.
event, and then slowly just kept
Ela é
hanging around,
brutalmente
all of a sudden was in
forte,
position
né?
to win the whole thing.
Yeah, on day 2, she definitely came back and she proved that she absolutely deserved to be there and that she was taking the crown.
A vencedora, né, do Arnold Strongwoman Classic.
In her whole career so far is second.
Second, correct.
Vamos lá para a primeira pedra, 90 quilos.
Easy first stone.
Tranquilo. 102.
First
And she
two.
won up
Bom.
it.
It's just like
There's
no weight.
Easy.
It's like
Picking
it's
up a toy.
styrofoam or something.
That's just
125.
ridiculous.
Now on a 275 and she's
Vai,
not
tem
even hit the 20
dado bastante
second
problema.
Wow.
Acho que vai, hein?
Wow.
Acho que vai, hein?
Jardine has it.
Agora,
275 pounds,
136.
90 seconds
This
to get
is
300.
incredible.
124.85. That's Rebecca
Come on,
Roberts'
Angelica.
time.
Come on.
It's finally slowed down by this 300-pound stone. But let's readjust. Gets it. Oh, come on.
Jardine is
Roll it
struggling.
up
She's
to
going to
the
roll it
line.
to the lap.
Vai, vai, vai.
Get it up. Get it up.
And
Aperta o botão, aperta o botão.
Hit the buzzer, Angelica.
Oh, yes.
50 seconds. for
Bateu a
Jardine.
Rebeca.
That was incredible. I knew she was going to destroy that. That was
First event win.
Hora
of
da
the
Lucy
competition.
Underdown.
Fourth place overall. She's only 4 points back of Andrea Thompson for the lead.
Ah, that's
Normalmente,
done
né?
her
Bons
cause a world of good
deadlifters
there. Very,
tem
very hard time to
uma
beat.
transferência muito boa para as pedras, né?
Now Lucy Underdown, who won the opening event with a lift of 685 pounds and then finished 7th in event 2, looking to get back on track here.
Now Lucy's also got those very, very long arms, which allows her to get underneath those stones. And with her grip,
Yeah, she's built well for
she's
this.
definitely built well for this. She's very focused.
Vamos lá.
Well, that was easy.
90 foi. 102.
225
Tranquilo.
goes up, no problem for Underdown. Now to
113.
250.
Bom também.
Barely stopping at her
Vamos ver
left for that
agora.
one. 275.
125.
This is about the pace that Jardine was on.
She is going through this quickly.
Opa.
If she doesn't
Opa.
make a mistake here, she could be on for it.
Go, Lucy,
A little
come
bit
on.
longer than she wants to
Come
spend
on.
on that stone.
There we go.
But it's up.
Vamos lá.
90 seconds now
136.
to work on this 300
Será que ela vai
stone.
conseguir bater a Jardine? Acho que não.
50 seconds.
Mas
that's
pelo
the
menos
top
ficar em
time
segundo. De momento ela pode.
from Angelica Jardine. Looks like that is going to stand.
I don't know.
Olha.
Maybe not.
It's going to be close. She needs to take it now. Oh, little
Don't
slip.
drop it. Don't drop it.
Right, you've got to compose yourself.
Please.
Get tight. Hold on to that stone. Get super tight. She's trying to get under the stone, which
She needs.
isn't. She needs to try and kind of sit down a bit more, get her hands over the top, then use that tremendous hip power that she has. She's trying to
50
hook that
seconds
arm
here.
under
Right.
and
Squeeze
use
it in.
more arm
pull it.
strength. It's
Got
a little
that.
mistake. She can do this.
Ela realmente tem que colocar a mão em cima da pedra quando ela colocar na coxa.
Come
Pra ela
on.
poder realmente usar o quadril.
Just wonder how much that last fight took out of her. 30 seconds here. Now, this would be big if she can get this one.
Absolutely. When you give
To the
that
shelf.
much effort onto an attempt, it drains you very, very quickly.
Especially when you have no grip aids. Yeah, definitely fries your grip. Yeah.
Inside 20 to go, and Lucy's not going to be able to hit it.
Felizmente
Oh,
não deu.
She flustered her on the
Essas-
fourth. Just that
Essas
mistake on the fifth. She
duas
is more than
últimas
capable of completing that.
pedras realmente estão complicando as atletas, né? Só duas, né? Conseguiu completar a levantar de 136 quilos. E essa também de 125 tá complicando geral mesmo. Tá dificultando mesmo. Candidata ao
Olga,
título.
Tremendous athlete. She's won absolutely everything there is to win in the sport.
E esse ritual aí?
Doing that mobility / get the crowd going movement again. Let's see how quick she is through these stones.
Agora,
Won the world's strongest woman in 2022.
não foi. 90, 102, vamos ver.
Makes
Foi
quick
melhor.
work of the first two stones now on a 250 pounds.
113.
113 kilos.
So we saw Lucy go with the
Foi.
bare arms. Olga got the tape on
125.
the arms. What would you do, Kristen?
I would absolutely tape my arms.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what's the advantage of that?
It just keeps it from slipping so much. It's just like gives you a little bit of assistance.
Yeah, you don't want any sweat getting on those stones, do you?
Agora vamos ver.
Just they start tearing your arms up, and if this can protect you from that pain, it does help a little as well.
136 quilos.
275 is up as good for LeShook.
She's looking strong.
Not going to have time to chase down Jardine, but if she can finish,
Olha,
She's got
it'll be
this.
big for her. She's got it to the left.
She's got this. Big hips, big hips,
Oh,
big hips.
LeShook.
é. Aperta o botão, aperta o botão.
Oh, yeah.
And she will do it 104 for LeShook.
Acho que por um instante ela esqueceu.
Nice run there from Olga. Really locked
Vamos
in.
lá, Inês
That's a really
Carrasquilho.
good, way
Porto
to see what you were
Rico.
talking about with Lucy Underdown, where her hands weren't in that position that you saw right there, and how you need to be over it to lock that in. Great effort by Olga LeShook to get through all 5 of those stones. And now Inês Carrasquillo,
Tá muito
second place
bruta essa
overall.
aí,
She's
viu?
only 1 point back of Andrea Thompson, coming off an event win in grip and press earlier today. Here goes Inês.
Fácil. Vamos ver, 102.
Easy first
Fácil.
few. On to the
113.
third stone. 250 pounds. Up it
Dois
goes.
movimentos.
Now, these are the challenging ones for
125.
these ladies.
Oh,
And that looked easy off the floor. Wow.
Opa,
275
opa,
was good
opa.
for Carrasquillo. Down
Será
to
que vai?
300.
Será que vai?
Carrasquillo is
And
coming
that's
to this contest.
Carrasquillo.
Vai, 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 vai.
Wow.
Is gonna take over
Bateu.
first place
34
at
segundos.
34 seconds.
Massa.
oh, that was incredible.
She is in the shape of her
Caramba.
life. Day one at the Rogan. Shorter arm suits her for pressing, less so when it comes to these events, but she needs a big performance to keep herself in contention.
You got to think to keep herself at least in the top 2. She's got to get to the 300-pound stone.
So she's had the advantage of watching everyone. Andrea knows this is a weaker event. She needs to focus on one stone at a time and do the best she can getting through them. This is good so far for her. This is important. Now she's got time to attack this 4th stone. She's not going to be worried about Inez and Jardine. She knows those guys are exceptional when it comes to this event. This
Se ela
is
conseguir
all about points.
essa aí, já vai ser bom
Keeping
para ela.
herself in overall contention. Still some good events to come tomorrow. If she can get this stone, she's going to be ecstatic.
Carrasquillo is going to win the event, her 2nd straight win here on day 1, and looks to be the overall leader heading in to the 2nd and final day.
Come on then, Andrea. Big effort. Finish the day strong.
Ooh, it's rolling on her.
The stone's flipped over. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's good to try and figure out a different, but we saw Hannah Lindsay turning the stone, playing around it, finding the best position.
Deixou pra lá.
I think Andrea's gonna...
Estamos aqui, né, de volta com umas pedras aqui, né, Inverstones. 5 pedras também, né, para os homens. A primeira pedra de 125 quilos, a segunda de 136, a terceira 165, se eu não me engano, 165, 166, a quarta 181 e a última pedra 190. Assim, para os padrões hoje do Strongman, o peso em si delas assim, não são pedras assim muito pesadas, né? Mas assim, pelo fato de serem pedras Inver, né, não serem pedras de Atlas e não poderem usar o TAC, talvez deixe as coisas mais difíceis, né? E essas pedras aí sempre me faz lembrar da volta triunfal do Machines Lisses depois de 2 anos afastado, que ele teve uma performance espetacular nessas pedras, extremamente rápido. E nesse evento aí, eu espero que o Tollstone vai muito bem. Acho que o Luxstone pode ir bem também. O Hafthor Bjornsson, normalmente ele é muito bom em pedras de Atlas. Eu não me recordo, sinceramente, como ele é nessas pedras específicas. Então a gente tem que ver mesmo, né? E aguardar. O primeiro atleta.
Right, yeah, you definitely have to be able to get that stone, pick it up, and get it to those
Tristan
barrels
Hoff.
quickly. Athletes have 5 stones to lift as fast as possible.
É permitido sim os atletas darem uma olhada.
Well, anytime you have an event with stones, you got to watch the king of the stones, Tom Stoltman.
Yeah, Tom Stoltman is a fantastic stone lifter, and he does have experience lifting these stones. A few years ago, we saw him very, very quick time on these stones. He's going to be one of the favorites for sure.
Vamos lá, estão destacando o Tollstone. É o que eu tinha falado, né? O grande, quando se trata de pedras, é o melhor.
Tristan needs to put some points on the board. He needs to really get
10
himself
segundos
into this
para o Tristan
contest.
Hoff começar. Primeira pedra, 125 quilos.
Starting off with that 275-pound stone.
Segunda, 136.
And out of 300, and now you take a big jump up to 365 pounds.
165 quilos.
It's going to be a shock to the system going through the
Agora de 181.
And now to 400 pounds. What are the keys to good stone lifting here?
So, stone lifting is, especially natural stone lifting like this, it's all about hand strength, back power, and just making sure you get everything right to get that pickup off the floor up to the lap as efficient as possible. We know once it's up to the lap, these guys will load these, but getting it from the floor to the lap as easily as possible, you save energy for then to try and this second phase of this where you've got to load it. Hand strength, so important. We're seeing that his hands are slipping. Needs to really clamp those fingers into the stone. Unlike an Atlas stone when they've got tacky on the hands, you can spread your fingers. These stones, your fingers need to be clamped together, digging into the stone as hard as possible. Try to create some kind of connection there and not allow them to slip as you drive up.
Tristan was doing a decent job of using that barrel to kind of counterbalance him and give him something to sort of bounce that stone off of as he tried to keep it into his lap. But still expended a lot of energy on that initial effort.
Yeah, I mean, this is 400 pounds.
Vamos lá.
182.5 kilos. Massive weight. We're almost used to seeing people lift these type of weights with Atlas stones almost comfortably because the tacky makes such a big difference. But you take that away, much different challenge, isn't it?
It's definitely, and you can see their forearms and their grip is just slipping. Without that tacky to stick you to the stone, it's definitely much harder.
And these stones are very rough. They're going to start cutting up the forearms.
Deu pra ele.
It gets painful.
Well, Tristan Hoth gets through the 365.
Vamos lá, Pavlo Koriak agora, atleta da Ucrânia.
And you will see some athletes that tape their forearms, but other athletes like the feel of their skin against the stone. They just feel more comfortable like that.
They can give it a more personal goodbye as they're trying to lift that. Pavlo Koriaka.
A giant CrossFitter. He's in such fantastic shape. He is really a great athlete. Just cleaning that stone off, maybe.
I kind of like the unicorn socks. Look at those things.
Yeah, he's got some fancy socks going on there. That seems to be a thing now. Athletes are going for the socks.
And Koriaka is ready. 275
Tranquilo.
no problem. Now to
Vamos ver, 136. As primeiras estão sendo bem tranquilas dos atletas, né?
That's not a problem. Now to 365 pounds, 166 kilos.
foi.
Making quick work of that.
So good through those first three. I'm surprised he didn't try and get straight on to the fourth. But obviously, he's thinking this 400 pounds needs a bit more respect. He needs to get that tacky towel.
This is where Tristan Hoth got stopped.
Vamos lá,
Let's take a look at this, because the first three were very easy.
181.
It's a good
Nice
pick-up.
job getting into his lap. And
Excellent.
400 good for Koriaka as he'll move now to 400. 20
Vamos
pounds,
lá.
190 kilos.
190 quilos.
Really good lift there.
It's definitely a different
Já vai ter o primeiro atleta
technique to use the tacky
conseguindo.
towel on the stone.
Now,
We haven't seen that yet.
Absolutely. Now, interestingly, this is only a 20-pound jump, so not a huge jump from the last few. Should be able to do
Koriaka
this now.
has it to the lap, has it up.
Buzzer.
Hit the buzzer, Pablo.
Botão, botão.
120
Isso vai acontecer.
for total points after a 10th and an
Agora,
8th.
Luke Stoltman.
And now Luke Stoltman, who comes in 8th place overall.
Fiquei muito
First of
surpreso
our
dele,
spots.
dele não ter ido tão bem assim lá no log, né?
Let's bring in Kiki Dixon down on the competition floor.
Que é o ponto forte dele. O deadlift, os padrões dele foi bem, que é o ponto fraco. Vamos ver agora como vai ser as pedras. Ele costuma ir bem.
He said the Rogue Invitational is so much better here in Scotland than America because everyone in Scotland loves strength. I think it's safe to say he's happy to be on his home turf. Understandable.
And earlier today, when he took the floor for the first time, probably got the loudest ovation that we heard for any athlete here.
I've got to say the Scottish fans love strongman as well. Thanks to Luke and his brother Tom, they've really brought the popularity and fans love watching them.
And I have not been involved in this sport as long as you have, Laz, but one of the first things I noticed about Luke Stoltman is what a great ambassador he is with the fans. Staying after competitions
Tranquilo.
at the Arnold Classic, signing autographs, taking pictures.
136.
Yeah, Luke's from a time, back when we were competing in front of no one. So
Vamos
to
lá.
be in an arena like this, to have this many
165.
screaming fans cheering his name, wanting him to lift well, it means a lot to
71.
these athletes.
He's made quick work of the first three stones, and now he's on to 400. 181 kilos for the Highland Oak.
Come on, Luke, let's get this. Christian, what are those towels doing?
Those towels are taking the dust off the stone, and they're helping him to stick just a little bit to those stones. So their hands, they saw that their hands are slipping. It kind of gives them just a little bit of grip.
Now Luke has it to the lap.
There we go. Now can he
Última,
get this one
190.
under 120? That's the time to beat. Pablo Koriaka, 120.57. He needs to move if he wants to beat that. He's got 10 seconds.
420 is all that stands between Luke Stolman in finishing this event.
I don't think he's going to beat Pavlo, but he'll be happy just to get the finish. Come on, Luke. So Pavlo's time is safe for now.
30 seconds remaining for Luke Stolman.
Inside 30 to go, Stolman doing everything he can
20
to make sure
segundos.
that he's going to make this effort count.
420 pounds, massive, massive stone.
10 seconds.
Just can't seem to find the grip on it. And now running out of time. Luke Stolman's going to get through 4
foi
of
4
the 5
pedras só.
stones. Up to the
Agora
top.
Bob Thompson.
That should help Luke Stolman's cause. Came in 8th place overall. And now Bobby Thompson, the American Nightmare, getting set for his run. 4th place in the deadlift at 925 and a 7th in grip and press. 10.5 points.
As pedras já foram um certo problema para ele. Mas eu já vi ele conseguindo, até tendo bons resultados, especialmente quando não é pedra de Atlas.
We weren't allowed the tacky towel.
Right. Yeah, sometimes it gives you just that little bit.
I was actually better at natural stones than Atlas stones because my hands were strong. But you see, like with Luke just then, it was more the hands that gave way rather than the back. He's
Right.
such a good Atlas stone lifter.
As primeiras estão sendo bem
Your
tranquilas.
hands go, your forearms go, and you just
Yes.
can't grip those things.
76,
Quickly through 275, now on to 300.
So Bobby's not renowned as a
165.
great stone lifter, so he's just focusing on one at a time here, making sure he gets a good connection off the floor.
Clearing all 5 stones.
That's good. Needs to load.
5 now for Bobby Thompson.
365 for
Right.
Thompson. He's got to get it over the lip, and he does.
Go.
Seguiu.
365.
Now on to 400 pounds,
lá.
181 kilos for Bobby Thompson. A minute
181
20 to
quilos.
go.
45 seconds.
Come on, Bobby.
To his 2-minute time cap.
So just using that tacky towel, like you said earlier, it just kind of puts a little bit of stickiness onto the hands, just makes it a tiny bit easier. It's not like tacky that you see in Atlas stones where they slather it on.
Right. You just need that finger,
Just-
that one finger to just barely stick.
Yes.
I mean, that can be all the difference.
Can he get this to the lap? I think he's going to leave it there.
That's the 1-minute mark. Still time.
This is good. He's trying to figure out a better way.
Set for success here on stone number 4.
So important as a strength athlete to use your head, figure things out, turn the stone, try a
Próximo
different
acho que
way.
vai ser até o
It's that
Tom
adaptability
Stoltman.
we talked about, right? Just being able to adapt to whatever's put in
Very,
front of
very
you.
important.
400 pounds lifted by
Just
Bobby
calling it.
Thompson.
And if it's too much, you have to go away and work harder.
Yep. The only way to get better is to what? Get stronger.
Absolutely.
Thompson continuing to battle with this 400-pound stone with now 10 seconds remaining. And
Não deu.
Here is a tremendous
O homem das
stone
pedras.
lifter. We talk about the wingspan,
O homem
the
mais
arm
forte do
length,
mundo.
the height. Everything is perfect for lifting stones.
we mentioned that wingspan is why he's
Zerraro
the
ali,
best in
ele é o
Albatross.
vencedor do The World Strongest em 2024, não 2023. 2023 foi o
Might be able to
Mitchell
actually
Hooper.
link his hands on some of these stones.
And we've seen Tom finish these stones before, so I'm expecting nothing different here. And a good run here could really put himself back in contention.
Será
He's
que
done well in
a
stone
gente
events
pode
at the Rogue
ver
Invitational.
perto de 30 segundos? Eu acho que é possível. Parece que essa pedra mais leve é só pra atrapalhar, né?
Tom Stolman tied with Hathor Bjornsson in points with 12, but Hathor's got the tiebreak courtesy of that first place finish in event 1. Tom is only 1.5 points out of a spot inside the top
Fácil.
3.
Não esperado. 136. Fácil.
Doesn't even put it up to his lap. Just lifts it
165.
off the floor and goes straight up
Um
onto the
movimento
barrel.
só.
No problem for him.
365 looks easy
181.
now into 400.
Finally, he's forced to go to the lap, but still a very
Ó.
comfortable lift.
Let's go quick.
190,
And now
última.
Plenty of time to beat Kordiaka's time. 4:20 is good.
Perto dos 30 segundos que eu falei. Botão.
Reigns here at the Rogue Invitational.
Fantastic.
That was fantastic.
36. 56.57.
36.57 seconds. Give that man his crown now.
So good. Do you know what?
Próximo, Hafthor
He can go
Bjornsson.
even faster as well. You can tell he was a little
Buzzer.
Agora, Hafthor
thought that could be an
Bjornsson.
issue. And here's another man that can lift stones, the former king of the stones. He wants that crown back for himself.
Hafthor Bjornsson, if you missed it earlier today on the deadlift event, there was, for a second, it looked like he might be going for the world record. And then said that he wanted to be smart, take the event win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's still on the way back when it comes to the pressing. Maybe there's a little mental issue there. Obviously, when you're coming back from injury, it's always difficult.
Vamos lá.
But we've seen some tremendous performances on everything else. He'll want to win this event. Even as good as Tom Stoltman was, Thor will believe he can be better.
Tranquilo.
Hafthor probably could have thrown that thing into the front row as easily as he picked it up.
Duas foi.
300, no problem,
76.
now to 365.
Mesmo padrão do Tom.
400 and 420 are all that remains for
181.
Hafthor Bjornsson.
Just like Tom, the first three didn't even go to lap. The fourth doesn't go to the lap.
Bora, Thor.
He's got time for this. If he doesn't make a mistake, we may have a new...
Caraca!
Out of here, Hafthor.
Movimento.
27.34.
27.34. Cara, a última foi em movimento. Eu quero ver isso de novo. Caraca. Bateu o Tom Stoltman. Caraca,
Every stone
velho.
one motioned, almost 10 seconds faster than Tom
isso?
Stoltman. And we were super impressed with what Tom Stoltman
Foi
did.
em
Look at
movimento
this.
mesmo?
Straight up, gets his hands
Um
in position.
movimento, cara.
No problem.
Sem colocar na coxa e depois levantar.
I
Opa.
am in shock.
Caraca. Pois
The most
é.
impressive thing, too,
É
I
realmente
think
o
he
problema
just went right
é
to the
só as
buzzer.
pressões mesmo, que o resto ele tá de volta.
27.3.
Great athlete. We saw a fantastic lift in the
Vamos lá.
deadlift. Loves lifting things
Talento aí
from
no
the floor.
deadlift, né?
Third
Vamos
place,
ver
so make it fourth place
como é que ele é nas
overall.
pedras.
A half point behind Evan Singleton for third.
Atleta da Austrália. Vamos
See
lá.
how he does.
125. Um pouco mais lento que eu esperava nessa primeira.
We have just been
136.
spoiled by the last two performances. Matthew
Foi melhor
Rao,
até.
more human, coming to the lap with each stone. But this is one of the strongest men on the
Big
planet. I can
Lost.
promise you this.
O Big Lost
Well, Hafthor Bjornsson and Tom Stoltman make super
tá falando aí que é uma performance mais humana depois das duas últimas performances.
Come on.
Rag is through 3.
Vamos lá. Se ele levantar essa aí, ele fica à frente já do Bob Thompson. 181 quilos. Do Tristan Wolff também.
Can Matt get this up to his lap? I feel we've been spoiled, but just shows you how impressive those last two runs were. Because this is 400 pounds we're talking about. We're not talking about a little pebble. I know it was made to look that way.
Yeah, they made it look light, and it's not light.
Vamos ver.
45 seconds remain for Matthew Rag. Got 2 stones remaining.
Ainda tem 40 segundos. Pouco menos de 40 segundos.
Come on, Matt Rag. New Zealand's strongest man. 4th at World's Strongest Man this year. This is his first invitational.
Hmm.
Mm. 15 seconds to go. Not going to get it to
Vai
budge.
dar não. Nossa, mas... Caraca.
Matthew Rag is
As duas performances do Tom Stoltman, principalmente do Hafthor Bjornsson depois. Caramba. Um negócio assim, absurdo. Porque eu não lembro dele levantando... Ele deve ter levantado sim essas pedras, mas pelo menos anos mais recentes, não.
third, the world's strongest man.
The last couple of years, he's really established himself as one of the best. He has won some fantastic contests. He's beaten Tom and Mitch Hooper before. He's a great athlete.
Vamos lá.
Here goes the T-Rex.
Fácil. Fácil. Tá indo bem. 165.
Looking good on the first three.
Now
Indo bem.
365 for Singleton's out. Now on to
Se ele for até o
400
final.
pounds.
Singleton's not going to be worrying about Tom and Bjornsson,
181.
but he will have an eye on Pavlo Kordiakis time.
400 is up.
Boa.
Now he's got plenty of time for this, nearly 50 seconds to get this stone done and secure himself another great result.
And as you mentioned, the key for him right now, where he is in the overall standing, just find a way to finish this. And you should remain inside the top
Vai ser
3.
muito bom pra ele se ele conseguir levantar essa quinta pedra aí antes do tempo do Kordiaka.
120 will be the target he wants to be. He's got 25 seconds to do that. He needs to pick this stone up now. Get it up to the lap, first try, come on. Getting frustrated. Come on, Evan.
So far, only 3 men have gotten through all 5 stones.
Now it's more about just the personal challenge of lifting this final stone. Pavlo Kordiakis' time has come and gone, but Evan is an athlete that wants to prove he's capable every time. He wants to beat the event. 420 pounds. Let's get it up to your lap.
There goes. Oh, he had it, then it slipped.
Acho que se ele conseguir colocar nas coxas,
Looked like he had the
acho que
strength
ele
to make it
consegue.
happen. Well, 15 seconds to go.
Get those hands under.
É. Pra te ver, né?
Singleton.
Really good time through 4 as well.
Até o momento, né, apenas 3 atletas conseguiram as 5 pedras, né? O Kordiaka, o Tom Stoltman e o Hafthor. Mesmo não sendo pedras assim com peso, né? Tão pesadas para os padrões hoje do Strongman, que as pedras de Atlas, né? Tem atletas que conseguem levantar mais de 200 quilos, 220, pra te ver. Tanto que essas pedras, elas são bem mais dificultosas. Agora, Thomas Evans. Uma performance muito surpreendente no evento passado. Segundo colocado, né? Até o momento.
And Evans, Thomas Evans has really performed well in these first 2 events. First event was the deadlift, where he secured a personal best lift. Second event, he takes the win in what is a stacked lineup. He's going to, you know, that momentum can drive you forward to overperform on
um cara
events.
que
He's not
pouco se
renowned as
fala,
an
mas
amazing
é um
stone
atleta
lifter,
muito bom mesmo.
but what he's done so far will fire him up. And he's got the advantage of watching what other people have done.
Tipo, o estilo Troy Mitchell, que agora começaram a falar mais dele, por causa dos 470 Raw no Campeonato Mundial de Deadlift. Vamos ver.
Made his Rogue Invitational debut in 2023 when he took 7th overall. Here goes Tom Evans.
Foi. 136.
Now on to 300 pounds. Not a problem.
Tá até melhor do que a primeira.
Here's the first big jump up to 365 for Tom Evans.
What's going on there?
Opa.
Little pull on something. He's walking away. Is he coming back? No, I think he's done.
That's it.
Kind of look like his chest.
Yeah,
They
something
kind of like,
pulled.
jump back on, yeah.
Nothing serious, but as an athlete, you know straight away either it'll be cramp or a small pull somewhere.
Yeah.
And he knew straight away that, unfortunately for him, his attempt on those stones is over.
Não dá pra saber exatamente o que aconteceu com ele.
Yeah, his reaction you could definitely see.
Let's see if we can maybe make out what happened to him here.
Coitado, né?
He got through those first 2 stones.
Normally on something like this is your bicep, but I think Kristen's right. I think it was more in the chest.
Yeah, it kind of looked like
Hora do Mitchell
more of
Hooper.
a pec situation.
With these stones, you're trying to squeeze.
O Mitchell Hooper não precisa assim pensar no tempo do Hafthor, nem disso. Se ele realmente ficar na frente ali do Kordiaka, assegurar a 3ª colocação, ele já tem uma boa pontuação e acredito até que ele se mantenha no topo. Mas vamos ver o que ele vai fazer.
He'll want to beat Pavlo Kordiakis 120 for for sure, secure himself that top 3 position. Again, that consistency is what applies the pressure on the other athletes. It's going to be hard to beat the likes of Bjornsson and Stoltman, but he's a champion and he tries.
Well, the good news for Mitch Hooper is that coming into this event, he led both Tom Stoltman and Hafthor Bjornsson by 6 points.
Yeah. He's where he needs to be, and he knows what he needs to do. He'll want to finish all 5 without question. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't do that.
Here goes the Moose.
Foi bem.
Through 275 and now 300. 365, 166 kilos for Mitch Hooper. Up and onto the platform, now to 400.
He's moving well through the first 3. This is where it gets harder. 400 pounds. Mitch Hooper, no problem, and he's going quick.
And now to 420 for Mitch Hooper.
If he doesn't make a mistake, he could beat Tom Stoltman here, which would be perfect.
Got it to
for
his
the
lap.
Canadian. And
Hooper's
he's
going to
done
do it. Makes
Bateu
the
Tom
buzzer.
Stoltman.
31
Segundo.
seconds for Mitch Hooper. Good enough for
Impressionante.
another second place finish.
Absolutely. He will be over the moon with that. We had some fantastic times.
Impressionante.
Thor Bjornsson, unbelievable.
Absolutely
Então, terminamos aqui o primeiro dia do Rogue Invitational. Amanhã, né, tem uns 3 últimos eventos. E eu vou estar, obviamente, trazendo vídeo aqui. Então, fiquem atentos. E amanhã, no próximo vídeo, vocês vão ver a pontuação. Ou então eu deixo na comunidade como está de momento. Mas, quem sabe, acho que o Hafthor já deve ter dado uma recuperada após o segundo evento que não foi tão bom para ele. E se tu não viu o primeiro, nem o segundo evento, é só tu conferir bem aqui.